T-minus 179 days left till you get to vote. To coast. From border to border. From sea to shining sea. Sean Hannity is on.
I wonder when, by the way, happy Friday, glad you're with us. I wonder when we're going to get the apologies from Roswell Rachel Maddow, her fellow cohorts over there at MSDNC, and let's see, all Fake Jake News Tapper and Wolfie Blitzer and the rest of them, Chucky Todd and all of them. The New York Toilet Paper Times, Washington Post, they were all wrong. They all were led down this path by a guy named, well, we call him the compromised, corrupt, congenital liar, and that is Adam Schiff. And they put him on day after day, night after night, hour after hour, and I will tell you, it's a epic fail that they will never own, never admit, never, acknowledge in any way, shape, manner, or form. As we now have been pouring through all of these interviews, it's impossible, because we got them late yesterday. We got them in time for TV, but not time to read them all, but we're able to pull out enough highlights just to get the game going on here. But what we know is that there has been more lying by more people more often than you can ever believe. James, and it's funny because when you look at the timeline, and we'll actually do this special timeline on Hannity tonight, 9 Eastern on Fox, but, James Clapper, he's interviewed all these people, 53 interviews under oath. I never saw any direct evidence that the Trump campaign or someone in it was plotting or conspiring with the Russians to meddle with the election. You never saw any evidence? Excuse me. I don't recall any instance where I had any direct evidence. Samantha Power, when asked whether she had evidence of collusion, I am not in possession of anything. I'm not in possession and didn't read or absorb information that came from out of the intelligence community. Susan Rice, to the best of my recollection, there wasn't anything smoky. There were some things that gave me pause. I don't recall intelligence that I would consider evidence to that fact that I saw. A conspiracy of any kind prior to my departure. Sally Yates, if you're asking me, did I reach the conclusion that he had, had that, the answer, that would be no. No. Even Cohn said the same thing. Asked by Trey Gowdy, do you have any information, evidence of collusion between then presidential candidate Donald Trump and the Russian government to either interfere with or influence the GOP primary in 2016 or the general election? No, sir. Wow. We have so much information to impart to you. I'm trying to go through it systematically and slowly. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of explaining to do. There's the greatest abuse of power, corruption, scandal in history is what this is all about. I guess a part of me should take a victory lap and say we were right. It wasn't just me. We have everybody that works on my radio show, my TV show. We've been digging into this since March of 2017. Even really before then, to be honest, because these issues came up beforehand. I think one of the more revealing moments that we need to pay an awful lot of attention to, because I've asked this question a number of times, a number of different ways, for real reasons. Now, we talked at length about this meeting that took place in the White House. The meeting took place on January 5th. Is it a coincidence that that's the day that that Strzok had gone back to try to reopen the Flynn case that had been cast aside? Well, it certainly is suspect, because by January 4th, and timelines matter here, 2017,